Welcome to On the Couch with Samie-B PT. That's me, personal trainer, single mother, psychology student, athlete, and who knows what else. Over a year ago now, I wanted to start my YouTube journey, and I asked my Instagram followers what sort of content they wanted to see. I was surprised to find that it wasn't all health and fitness related. So I actually wanted to kickstart my YouTube journey with a non-health and fitness related topic. I may break this video up into two parts as there is a lot to cover. But yeah, I had questions regarding how to deal with breakups, as I had recently experienced one at the time, and co-parenting. Which, being new to co-parenting in 2018, I didn't feel I had enough to say. But, over a year has passed and I now have a lot to say. So, part one, we will talk about breakups, how to deal with breakups. Now, every relationship's different, every person's different. Every breakup's different. So a little disclaimer, I guess, is everything I say in this video will be biased as I've had my own personal experiences and I've witnessed experiences through friends and family that are probably different to yours. However, I'll try to be as broad as possible to cover other experiences. But basically, when you break up with someone, it's best to look at the various connections that you have with that person. Are you living together? Do you have mutual friends? Do you work together? And do you have kids? Do you live together? If you do, you need to decide who is going to leave. One of you may be waiting for the other one to leave and vice versa. If that continues to go on, it will create tension. If you don't already dislike each other, you will to a major extent. So make the decision to move out yourself. If your ex-partner hasn't put their hand up to leave, and yeah, do it ASAP. Mutual friends. Sometimes you find that they may not be the best of friends. Anyway, I've always found the best way to go about that is to take a step back. Wait for those people to contact you to see how you're doing. If they don't reach out to you, chances are they're not worth having as a friend anyway, and you can cut them out as well. Yeah, pretty brutal. Do you work together? This is a tough one for me to comment on as I have never dated anybody that I've worked with. But, I would say if you don't work in close proximity to each other on a day-to-day basis, then that's great. Try to avoid as much contact within the workplace as possible and don't talk about them at the workplace, which is something we will touch on a bit later as well. And if you have kids together, obviously this situation is going to be very different. Why did you break up as well? I mean, if it's a mutual agreement, then you may be able to continue being friends in the future. But I definitely say distance yourself from each other for quite a while before doing that. You both need to heal, no matter who is to blame. If either of you are to blame for the breakup. However, if it's something that you don't think you can move forward from, then I suggest to break off as much connection as possible. So moving out, cutting ties with certain people. Obviously the work thing again is a bit different. If you want to leave your job, then that's great. But yeah, also, so working together and not talking about them. I would say in general not to talk shit about them at all, whether you work together or not. It's going to make you look like a shit person. They're probably talking about shit about you as well, even if you aren't at fault. It's just the way things go. And people are going to see that you're a better person and that it's not affecting you by not talking shit about that person, which works in your favour in various ways. You do, however, need to vent. I believe venting about a situation and talking shit about a person are completely different. And in regards to venting, you need to find yourself a good support group. I would find people that have no connection with your ex, maybe people you were friends with before going into the relationship, people who you trust. Family can sometimes be a good choice, sometimes not. Family and friends. Some people think they have a lot to say, and what they have to say is very important and you need to listen and take it on board, which is not always the case. You need to vent to listeners, people that are open to what you have to say and don't necessarily have something to say back, because that's what venting is. It's getting everything out of your system. And yeah, you don't necessarily need feedback, you just need to let it out. In saying that, I also think it's good to open up when you're ready. People will obviously have concern and try and coerce you into speaking when you're not ready. That's when venting can turn into talking shit, because you're bitter and angry and you haven't thought about the way that you're feeling at the moment, and it all just comes out. And yeah, sometimes you find yourself saying things that you don't necessarily want it to be said. So yeah, definitely wait till you're ready to open up. But yeah, I mean, with my ex-partner and I, a lot of people still don't know the story as to why we separated. Ours being a little bit different though. Obviously we have kids together, so we want to maintain a good relationship. So I didn't want people to have their own views and opinions on myself or Dean based on what happened between us. We've dealt with it. We've, there's been forgiveness given, and yeah, and we've moved forward and we get along great, which is great for co-parenting. So yeah, if you have any questions in regards to that side of the story, then please let me know. If you have any suggestions for future videos, post that in the comments. Go and follow me on my Instagram, as I do post some good content on there as well. And look out for the next video shortly for co-parenting. Thanks for watching.